So welcome to Dynamic Coaching Center. So in this video we'll be seeing about the ANSA graphic user interface, where we'll explore what are all the tools and options which are available in the graphic user interface of ANSA software. So here you have to check on ANSA and then we can click OK. So you can close this and you can go for file and click new. So now your graphic user interface will look like this. So basically on the top left corner you can see the presence of the version which you are using, and you also have where this is and where the tool path is. Okay, so basically if you work on the files where that is going to be saved, so that path would have been indicated. Okay, so if you want you can change that also. Okay, so then you have the basic options as all the softwares do have. One such option is the file, where you have the new, open, merge, input, output and everything. Okay, so all these options are ready to be explored. So I'll explain one by one. So new, basically you know that when you are going to use a new window, new project, new file, everything. Open, you can use it for as if you have already a saved file, then you can make use it for. And then you have the merge option which I'll tell you. Then you have the input, where you have these options. Okay, so all these are mostly the solvers which are used to solve, because basically we know that ANSA is a preprocessor where we'll be doing the work up to the meshing. Then once after doing the meshing work, then we need to connect with some type of solver unit in order to solve the model which we have meshed. Okay, then comes the output, where again the output needs to be studied from the solvers which you have. Then you have save as option. Okay, and save as in the version 22 format. Okay, and save all output CAD format, in which format you want, IGES or step format, suppose if you are doing some CAD works. Okay, so then input conditions, output connections, all these informations are there. We'll study one by one. So basically you have several tabs here: file tab, tool, utilities list, assembly, analysis tools, plugins, windows, help, etc. Okay, so you have the database over here. Okay, so this particular area will actually tell you that what are all the things which you are using will be displayed over here. And if you don't want to have this, then you can very well close this by clicking this into mark symbol which is being displayed here. Okay, so this actually gives you the entire details of the different options which you have used for for the meshing process which you have done for the current component. Okay, so but if you don't want this, you can very well close this. Okay, but still it will be recorded. The thing is, now your graphic user interface, now your graphics area has become larger, so you can very well make use of it. Okay, and you have several commands which are actually present throughout the entire screen. So you can see on the top you have the tabs, and under this also you have several symbols. Okay, so I would recommend you to change this symbol into the symbols with names, so that you will be able to know what for these tools are actually, till you get used up with this software. So what you can do is you can just keep your cursor on the toolbar, right click, and then just enable this show label. Okay, now you can see that under this, you know this is batch, this is feature, this is component, task manager, zoom in, fit in, undo, redo, measure. So all these labels will now come into play. Even in the downside also you are able to see the tools with the labels. Okay, even on the right extreme corner you are able to see the labels. Okay, so now I'll tell you that you have the main tabs under which you have several inbuilt option. Okay, these are pull down menu bars. Okay, where it contains lot of options. those options have been listed out here actually. Okay, so in order to know which are the tools which are coming under which tab, you can just bring your cursor nearer to this arrow mark. See, all these batch features, components, tasks and everything has been listed under tools. Now where is the tool pull down menu bar? Here it is. Okay, so under this, what are all the quickly accessible tools which you often use it, that has been listed out here. Similarly, if I go and keep my cursor over here, then I'll be able to see the utilities, right? Now where is the utility tab? So you have here. So under this, what are all the often used commands have been given over here. Okay, so similarly, you can place it everywhere and then see under which tab these tools are actually coming on, so that you will be able to figure it out. Once when you actually try to practice with all these tools, then it becomes familiar for you, and then you can even arrange the tools according to your own wish. So you can actually frame your own graphic user interface for your better and fast working with the components. Okay, so then, so see, generally, whatever file you open, that will be displayed on the top over here. Then you also have a search function utility. Okay, so any command or any tool which you are searching for can be actually, can be searched over here. Suppose if you are not able to figure out from all these tools which looks like clumsy, then you can actually type it over here, so that you will be able to easily pick the command. Okay, say for example, let me just use the cut. Then all the options related to the cut functions will be displayed over here. See here, the cut is present in the utilities and also in the visibility phases, are all containing this option of cut. Okay, so you can see the face options over here where you have the first option as cut command. Okay, so in this way you can actually make use of this search command also very effectively to search for the tools which you are looking for. Then if you go for the bottom left corner, you have the info tab. So info tab is the area where the software tries to communicate with us, and whatever things you do, everything will be reported over here. Okay. So if you just double click this can actually, pop up, and you can also elongate this, and then after working out with the components, all those options which are actually been listed out for a particular component. Let's say for example, I'm just importing a component in this software and trying to work out for the mesh, and once after doing it, what are all the options I have used will be definitely listed out over here. So if you want, you can just copy all this and then keep it as a text format. Okay, for your future reference, or if you want to pass this information to anyone, you can make use of this. Okay, and if you don't want this, you can very well close this, but I'll strongly recommend you to actually make use of this, so that you'll be able to get the communication between the software and the user. So you can once again double click back to make this in the original position. Okay, so these are all the other things which are actually available. So this is the info tab. Okay, it is present in the bottom left corner. So basically, all these tools have been listed out in the separate tabs, which you have to check it out one by one. And then on the right corner, just below the search function, you have this. See, this is nothing but the most important tool which we'll often use for any component. Let's say, for example, if you are going to do the shell mesh, then what are all the different types of mesh which are available under shell is available here. Then you have this classic topo. So if you switch on to topo, then accordingly topo will have its own commands. Okay. Similarly, if you want, you can go for the preparation, then accordingly the commands will change. Okay. Similarly, you can go for the design, then accordingly the commands will change. Okay, so this is a very important tool. Okay, So I can say that this is actually the deck part, okay, not the tool part. It is actually a deck part because each deck will carry its own tools. Okay, then this particular thing is nothing but which you have already seen in the input and output, where we have the different solvers which has been implemented within the ANSA software for doing the analysis part. Because once after doing the mesh, then we have to do the analysis part. For that, you can use all these softwares, but often ANSA has been used for doing the mesh. So these are all the different decks which are actually available. Then this is the morphing techniques for mesh which has been used. Okay. Then you also have the hexa. Now I'm keeping my cursor on this, this particular greater than symbol, where I can see that these are all actually present under the modules tab. Okay. Okay. So these are all the different things which are actually available. So each time when you just pick up the particular deck, then accordingly you will have its own tools which have been listed under the same deck. Okay. Then there is one more thing. Let's say, for example, now I'm having this deck classic topo. Okay. So under this I am getting these tools. There are few tools which are actually hidden. So if you just click that particular thing, say for example, if I click this plain cut, then the options list will be either shown over here, single point mode or double point mode. Then what is the different subdivisions which are available here? Then similarly for offset, I'm just clicking. Okay, so each and every time you can actually try to make use of the hidden commands. So let me just show you one more time. If you just click the flange, I'm just clicking it using the left mouse button and then holding it for longer duration, where I have these sub classification within the flange, which is width, corner mark, compatible, simplify and create. Okay, similarly you can do for offset also. See, I'm just holding my left mouse button for a long holding my left mouse button, I'm just not leaving that, where you'll be able to see the faces, link, cons and everything. Okay, so in this way you can actually see what are all the hidden options which are available under each and every point. Okay. So a lot of options are there. Actually, I have shared the PDF where you can actually see what are all the different tools and how it has been used for. You can just have a go through of the same. And each time when you actually use the ANSA software to do your work, and after doing that, if you are not, if you have changed some graphic user interface according to your wish, then if you want the answer to be opened in the same fashion as if you are using for the current session, then you need to save this so that answer will open in the same fashion. Otherwise, it will open normally like how it opens for each and every time. For that, you have the tools. Under the tools, you have got settings. Okay. So under that, you have got the after doing your graphic customization according to your wish, then you have to go for this general, and then you have got this which is save settings. Okay, so if I say click this and say all, now I close this tab and see what has been given in the info tab. The software is communicating with you as current graphic user interface settings successfully saved. Okay, so each and every time now if you try to open, then again it will be looking like the same thing. Suppose if you have not closed or not placed any of the tools and done something else, then you don't need to save. But usually if you take the professional way of handling the software, then each and every CAE engineer will try to keep their own options for the quick use of it so that they can save some time. So each time you have to go to the tools and then try to go and save it. Okay. Similarly, you have got lot of options here in the settings. Okay. So there are a lot of other settings options which are actually available. So this is the GUI settings which we are now seeing. Then you have the translators. Okay. So each of the different options are actually available. Then you also have the normal settings also. Okay, where you can actually change the model browser itself. Okay, so these are all the different options which are available under the model browser. And then you can even go up to the, you can even change the memory allocated to each and everything. Then you can also change something related to mesh graphics. So there are also some shortcut keys which you have to remember, that will come into practice only when you try to work with the software for more number of time. So let's say for if you are working for more than 2 months, then you will be able to learn that shortcut keys, so that you each and every time you don't need to depend upon the mouse pointer to go there and click for the command. Okay, you can very well make use of this shortcut commands. Okay, so each and every time when you change something in the settings, then you have to go for save all, so that in the info tab you get the message something like this. Okay, so if you want to reproduce everything for each and every session, then you can make use of all those things. Okay. Then you also have one more thing which is called as the option list, which is on the right bottom corner. Okay, so this is the thing which actually, when you click on a particular tool under a particular heading, let's say surfaces, then what are all the sub things which are which you have to know related to this option is been given in the option list. Okay, so this is also there for the better understanding. And these are all the bottom things which we generally use more and more when we try to import a component. Okay, so after getting the component to be imported in the ANSA software, we'll be mostly starting with these kind of tools, and then we'll enter into the meshing part. So basically, we have learned in the previous video about the geometry editing part. So we'll be doing some geometry editing part using all these tools, and then only we'll be entering into the meshing part. Okay. So in the next session, I'll be showing you how to actually import a particular component and then work on it based upon the tools available in the ANSA. Okay, thank you.